He made a choice after his girlfriend abandoned him after he returned from the army in a wheelchair. You're going to hear a really extraordinary story. Come along till the very end of this video to find out why. Welcome to USA Stories channel. Do not forget to subscribe and activate the bell button to receive all new updates. Now let's go to the story. My name is Emmanuel, and I entered primary school many years ago, which is when my narrative really started. I met Daniela, a female there. Of all of them, she was the most gorgeous. It was great to have her at my side. We laughed and played together, and when we became older, I went home with her after school. She did it nearly every day, and because her house was nearby to mine, I would go see her on the weekends. To be honest, I was grateful for the times I could spend with her. She once said that she wanted to be a nurse when I asked her once, "What would you like to be when you grow up?" She then asked me the same question again, to which I replied, "I want to be a general and a great soldier like my grandfather. My goal is to defend and serve my nation." She only grinned while gazing at me. Daniela started to feel a part of me. You know, one of the individuals I missed the most was my grandfather. He passed away while I was little. His likeness has always been my goal. I recall Daniela being teased by some of the other students in the classroom. They continued to tease her even after I tried to defend her from their tugging of her hair. I finally got into an argument with the kids. They summoned my grandfather and brought me before the principal. As soon as he arrived, the manager angrily told him to make sure that this wouldn't happen again, or else I would be ejected from the school, and that it would be preferable to speak with me about it or take action against me. With a simple nod, my grandfather gave him his word that it wouldn't happen again. I thought my grandfather would chastise me or scream at me when we got outside. He was taking things quite seriously. As we were sitting on a seat in a park, his expression abruptly altered. All he did was grin and stroke my hand. He said that my actions were right, that it was cowardly for anybody to harm a lady, and that only we have to defend them. However, time goes on without pause. We grew up together and started high school, but all of a sudden I felt something really unique for Daniela. I wanted her to be someone else in my life since I no longer regarded her as a friend. I was unsure of how to come clean since I didn't want to jeopardize our friendship. But I told her all I was feeling one day. I was no longer able to disguise it. She gave me a long look before giving me a strong hug. Her response was simply, "Yes, I want to be with you." She was unaware of my happiness that day. I will always remember that day as significant in my life. We were teenagers, barely 14 years old. You know, even though there were times when I respected her more than others, I always respected her. However, I remained determined to become a soldier, which meant I would need to relocate to a different place for my training after graduation. I thus informed her that I still intended to become a soldier before that occurred. She was frightened anything would happen to me, which is why she did not take it well at first. Secondly, she did not want to be apart from me. In response, I said she was welcome to come see me so we could talk. The fear was far greater. She informed me that this was not a game and that she would want to give it some thought. But I wanted to go on. I wanted to help my nation. But to me too, she was everything. I should have listened to her maybe, but I didn't. A couple more years passed, and we graduated from high school. Daniela signed up at the city's university. I opted to become a soldier, whereas she wanted to become a nurse. That day finally came. She went with me to the railway station. She sobbed and gave me a hard embrace. I gave her a hug and a kiss on the forehead. I recall having to be to the military installation the same day at night. Like myself, there were many of boys who aspired to achieve their goals. I got to know a few friends. In all honesty, I was ecstatic. This was the start of my dreams. It was really difficult at first, but with time, I grew accustomed to it. Every weekend, Daniela and my mother came to see me. Of course, I spoke with her on the phone as well, and I messaged Daniela nonstop. I have to say, I really missed her. All was well until the day the thing she feared most occurred. It had happened that day, but I had done it before with no issues. It was rather early. The plan was to board a chopper and do a parachute jump. We did one by one. The final one was me. Everything went smoothly. My parachute opened as it should have, but I lost control due to a powerful wind blow. I hit the ground, and my body let out a few meters of bounce. I was out cold. Actually, I don't recall anything about what happened. All I know is that the hospital is where I woke up. I discovered that I had made it through a several-meter fall. Daniela had visited my house that day and gone inside, but no one was there. She called my mother as a result, but she didn't answer. She went back to her job at the hospital. She was not aware that her phone was ringing. My mother was attempting to inform her of what had occurred, but she remained silent. Eventually, she was able to get in touch with my mom and find out about my injury. She then proceeded directly to the hospital. When she came to see me the next day, the doctor told me something that put a stop to my dreams. I would never be able to walk. He informed me that no procedure could improve my condition and that I should return home to relax. I saw Daniela's and my mother's faces, and I didn't want them to think poorly of me. I was contemplating the future 2 days ago, and now I was destined for a wheelchair. Daniela used to see me every day, but I soon observed that she was starting to arrive late. I wondered whether it was related to her employment. She told me she needed to talk to me one day when she came to visit me. She refused to go into the home, even though I had promised. She told me she was only stopping over to tell me something and didn't have much time. "Emmanuel, you were a very good man," she said, and I heard every word. "Even though I've known you since I was very little, I believe it's time to say goodbye for good. You're not the man I pictured spending my entire life with, but that was then. Calling me won't go through since I won't answer. That put me in a foul mood. I believed that my life had come to an end. When I tried to get out of the chair and onto the bed one day, I could feel my legs moving with me. I went to the physician and explained the situation to him. Even though he told me that shouldn't be possible, I didn't buy it. When I begged him to send a nurse to try with me every day, I was introduced to Paula, a therapist who gave me the impression that I wasn't a bother. I screamed at her a lot when I was really upset. I told her it was all a waste of time, but she persuaded me that if you truly desire anything in life, nothing is impossible. She gradually altered my perspective on the world. Things do occasionally happen for a purpose. I could finally wiggle my toes one day. It was unbelievable. All of my hard work was paying off, but there was still a long way to go. Paula was a big assistance to me throughout that period, and I experienced a lot of emotion when I was eventually able to take my first steps. I was so overcome with emotion that I gave Paula a joyful embrace and kiss on the spur of the moment. She hugged me close and gave me another kiss, but I eventually realized what was happening and wanted to go. I had the impression that life was giving me another opportunity at that point. We started going out, taking walks, and having a great time ever since. She helped me rediscover my self-worth and restored my sense of hope, joy, and love. But then, a year later, there was a knock on my door. Daniela was standing in front of me when I opened it. Even though I was using crutches to prevent myself from collapsing, I can still picture her shocked expression when she saw me standing there. She said, "How is this possible?" in awe at that same moment. "Even though the doctor claimed you wouldn't walk again, you're walking." I pulled her away as she tried to hug me. I was in error. I heard her remark, "I want everything to go back to how it was before." Silently staring at her, I recalled her final words as she dropped me to the ground. "I don't want an incomplete man," so I decided to leave. An unfinished woman is not what I desire. Do you know why? I was aware that at trying circumstances, that lady may turn on me once more. I appreciate you seeing. Would you kindly like and post the video on social media? We'll respond to you as soon as we can. Please remember to subscribe to our channel, give us a thumbs up, and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss any of our videos. If you enjoyed the tale, the next video that plays on your screen will probably move you too.